Now, the Department of State Service, the DSS, says communities play a crucial role in securing themselves against criminal elements, adding that they must serve as the first line of defense. It specifically stated that it was impossible for all the security agencies to protect all Nigerians across nooks and crannies of the country. Oluwatosin Ajayi, the Director General of the Secret Police, stated this in Abuja when he spoke at the maiden annual lecture of the National Association of the Institute for Security Studies. The lecture had top echelons from the military, police, and other paramilitary agencies in attendance. The DSS boss recounted historical instances where communities successfully defended themselves against insurgents, particularly in Azare and Tafawa Balewa in Bauchi State. And to discuss both security stories, we're joined by former Director, Department of State Service, Dennis Amakri. Mr. Dennis, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Good to have you here. So, to go straight to it, this is not the first time aid agencies are being accused of complicity in crimes in Africa. But coming from a U.S. Congressman who is a combat veteran, would you say it's high time African nations scrutinize the interventions of agencies?
Thank you very much for this particular question. You see, we have been having or collecting aids from these different countries. And then over the years, it has gone so far that many people really don't think that America or any other country will just give you aid in nothing in return. It's not because they love you so much or they are feeling so sorry about you that they will be giving aids, you know. The primary objective, of course, is humanitarian. They will use places like the United USAID to do humanitarian work, but under the humanitarian workers, they have what they call the illegal residents. Illegal residents are actually CIA agents who work in these different agencies as either professional doctors or professional, agriculturists or whatever, but their major objective is to carry out the national interest of the United States.
So, assuming without conceding that the allegation is true, how does Nigeria go about recovering the Miranda of losses incurred by combating Boko Haram now?
How are you going to recover it? You're not going to recover it. The only thing is that we have to learn. We have to learn seriously, and I'm happy that these revelations are coming out right now because maybe some people were even gaining from it, because the funds that are being given to USAID are not just for agriculture or medical care or whatever. Some people are actually gaining from it. Some agents of the United States or other agencies are there, Red Cross, they are all in there carrying out different objectives which are contrary to the national objectives of Nigeria. So we can tell from what has happened in other areas like Cuba, Nicaragua, Afghanistan, Venezuela, even in 2019, where the government was toppled. And they use this to topple governments. And I think it's high time Nigerian or African governments start realizing that, in fact, nobody is going to give you handouts. Most of them are there to collect the natural minerals that exist in Africa, and any government that does not support, what they are trying to do will be toppled. And it has happened. Patrice Lumumba in Congo, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, Gaddafi in Libya. So these are all things that, and I'm happy that Congressman Scott Perry is coming up with all these revelations now.
Now, Mr. Makri, let's talk about the DSS asking northern communities to be the first line of defense. and giving samples from the past. Now, first of all, I want to ask you, as former director yourself, how did that information meet you?
Well, I'm so very happy because we'll be projecting this particular objective that people should be involved. People should be involved. It's not a fight for the security agencies where, like I always make this analogy, where it's like people in a stadium watching a football match. You know, the Nigerians are all seated, and then of course the security agencies are fighting with the bandits and terrorists, and then of course Nigerians are busy counting, or even the media. The media is counting, oh, they've killed 10 Nigerian soldiers, or Nigerian soldiers have killed 20 terrorists. So it is this 2-1, 3-1 business, and everybody is clapping and sitting down on the fence. We would want every Nigerian to get involved, because this is a war against the country. And of course, just like the DGSSS have said, the communities should be out there fighting them as the first line of defense. Because when you look at it, in fact, I was very impressed with one lady, you know, in Borno State, who was really, really out there fighting the bandits. They are scared to hear her name. You know, I think Aisha or somebody like that. And she's, you know, a bandit herself who was fighting the bandits and Boko Haram. So I think it's high time that we have to own up. As the first line of defense, the communities have to start, you know. But again, somebody will ask, how do we fund these people? Or how do we empower them? Because if bandits are carrying guns, how about the locals? The locals who are going to fight them should also be carrying some kind of defense. And I think those are the things that the DGSSS and others will work out, because we need the local people there to also help the effort.
Well, Mr. Makri, I think you've just encapsulated all of the questions I was going to ask in that response there. So I guess I'd like to say thank you very much for your contribution here on these two stories. Thank you very much, Mr. Makri.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir.